Oh, wait a minute. Do it again. Sorry. One more time.
Oh, everybody likes this.
Ow.
Yeah,
There we go.
totally.
Shall we do this thing?
Great way to start.
Isn't it good? I'm so thrilled to have you here, seriously. And we're, of course, sitting in front of your beautiful set here at ACT, which is why you're here in Seattle right now. You are performing your latest solo one-woman show. Lauren Weedman does not live here anymore. Doesn't live here anymore. But I first want to kind of give our audience, our viewers, our listeners, a bigger sense of your career, because you've pretty much, I think you've succeeded in most every medium. Do you feel that way?
No, I don't at all.
I think you have.
But
for sure.
okay, then yes,
TV,
I have.
film,
Nailed it.
nailed it.
Yes.
Of course, theater. So let's talk about TV.
Okay.
First, you are a regular on Almost Live,
That's right,
King
Almost
TV
Live.
here in Seattle, a sketch comedy show. We worked on that together.
Yes.
And I think some of your really big credits, I'm cherry picking from your long list of IMDb. Hung,
Yes.
which was HBO series. Your character was
Horny Patty.
what did she do?
She was a chronic masturbator. That's
Was
okay
it
to say,
written that
right?
way?
Yeah, no, I brought that in. They wanted her to be just somebody who liked to garden, and I was like, "What if she's a gardener who's a chronic masturbator?" And they said, "We love you on PBS."
And
no,
it
it was an
took off.
HBO thing, so it was like she was supposed to be not a chronic masturbator. Sorry to start off like that.
No, it's fine. It is what it is.
It's the biz.
It's
the
the biz,
biz.
yeah.
Blame the biz.
Was that fun to do?
It was fun to do because
character.
it was a character that was so she was so kind of broken and odd and hiring this male prostitute, and the best part of it was afterwards to be walking down the street with my child and have people like, "Horny Patty, Horny Patty, I love your work. I love what you do with the Horny Patty stuff. Really good. My sister loves you on Horny Patty." And I was like, I'm sure your sister does.
Oh, I bet she does.
Yeah, that was, and I had to do like sex scenes, which was really bizarre.
Was it hard?
It is because the days of the shoot, I only did 2, and like the day of when they're escorting you to the set, it's like dead man walking, where like nobody looks at you.
Because you're going to be naked.
Well, they do. They put a sticker. They're just like, here's the sticker. Here's the sticker.
Oh, they sticker on the things that we got to not see.
I guess so. I guess I don't
Wow.
know. It's all very like, and it's a bit of a blur because I was sort of like adrenaline rushed out of it. And I was pregnant the first time, and then I just had a baby the second time, and the second time was just
But
so.
you've only had one baby, by the way.
I've had.
Right, you were pregnant the first time,
Yes, just
and
one,
then
just
just
one.
on one. You said one
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, exactly.
So
anyway, but nobody exactly. No one wants to look at you because they're all.
they want to be respectful, like it's
That's
no
it.
big deal. It's not a big deal. We're just
Right,
gonna,
right. Or they're thinking that I'm supposed to be going into. They're also like, you can have whatever kind of support team you want around you that day. And I was like, support team? Like, what do you mean? Like, do people like? Well, we have actresses who bring in their managers and their sponsors for the program, and anybody who can be there for them. Your best friends who are going to be there. And I'm like, I don't want anybody around when I want to be alone so I can really enjoy it.
and just be in the moment.
Yes,
with
yes.
the actor. Looking was
Yes,
another one. That
that's
was
the best.
HBO series. That part. So what was your character in that? And I think that they expanded that role because you were so good.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, because I became beloved, and I made that a goal. I said,
So
Lauren, become beloved.
You were the best friend?
I was the best friend of one of the boys, like a group of gay men in San Francisco. And it was about their friendships and looking for love. And I was the best friend of one of the main guys. And then I was a reoccurring part for the first season. And they actually said, they're like, if you can make yourself beloved.
Wow.
My manager
They
was like,
usually said that.
They said that, and I was like,
right.
that is the most like, what are you talking? How do you like, here, like, I brought everybody. Here's some lavender oil for everybody. What do you like? She was like, you got to become like Margaret Cho. You got to become such a.
Funny.
I'm like, how that can't be an intention.
No, it just is going to happen.
Because it make you irritated. Yeah, it's like
right.
I feel like I'm going to get the opposite.
Anti-beloved.
Right. So that's what I thought. I thought, you know what? I don't need them. And then,
I'll show them.
yeah, and then they loved me. But it's just a great fit of a show for me because being around a group of very sweet, very gracious. Gracious isn't the right word. Everybody's really into the jobs that mattered to everybody.
Right.
Because it was the one job I've done in Hollywood. That mattered, had meaning. Like it,
To you, that like, okay, this.
and to others, like people, it
Right.
mattered. Like it still mattered to boys in Iowa to
Right.
watch gay programming, to watch gay stories that were
show-
sort of
right.
smaller in scope, that weren't just about like all about coming out or about
Right.
they're just about relationships,
About
Yes.
life being a gay person, whatever that might mean.
Yes,
Right,
yes,
right.
yeah. Well, doing stuff that gay people and Satan like to work out together. So that's their business. You in hell. So it just mattered. It was an amazing show, and it was almost awful to have something you love. Don't love anything.
Okay,
If
that's
there's
the,
any
that's
message
the
I can say to the
takeaway.
children, don't love. Yeah, if you love it, just throw it into the
Throw it
river and be like, it'll be there forever, like Harold and Maude. Just keep that, like, you throw the thing you love away and just like, there it is, because I can't handle it, because I'm going to lose it eventually.
Yeah.
So
So
anyway, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay, so that was Looking. Then The Daily Show with Jon
Yeah,
Stewart.
yeah.
You were a reporter on
I was
that
what?
show. You were a reporter?
I thought you said you made a quarter, and I'm
You
like,
made a
yeah,
quarter.
I don't save money. It's true.
You're poor, right?
Yeah,
But
I
how
am.
was that?
How was it?
How was that? You got some really interesting experiences.
I did.
yeah.
I did, because I wasn't used to being in that world. Now I understand it, but at the time,
That was your
I was
first
like
big, huge
my first,
break,
Absolutely,
right?
it was the show that Almost Live helped it, because I'd done some. I did the TV in Seattle. So then when I got to New York, I had some tape.
Right.
For
Right.
that they could look at.
Right.
And see, I had some experience. And then when I got that job, and I was up all when I got the news, I got it. I walked around the city all night long because I was so buzzed from the news, and I was like, it's happened. Like, this is it. Like, it's happened.
I've been launched.
Yes, and I'm like, it's gonna. And I didn't really know the show that well. I just knew that it had a lot of street cred, and it was a smart show. That people respected it. And I'm like, well, thank God, and I'm gonna be on a smart show. And then when I got on the show, it was just so stressful because I didn't know how to handle. Like, if I saw Jon Stewart in the hallway, I didn't understand that he had a lot to do.
Right.
So I didn't. I would.
Did you try to be friends?
Yes, constantly. Where I was just like, "How was your weekend, John?" Well, mine was weird. I go, "I feel like my marriage is falling apart, John." I don't know. It's like he's there for me, then he's not. You know what I mean? And he was just like, "Good to see you, Lauren. Like, we'll see you at the pitch meeting." And I was like, "Speaking of pitch meetings, how am I doing? How do you think?" Like, I was just so.
You needed something.
I did, and I didn't. I was used to theater where we all circle up and give each other massages.
So, but that was that was a big break.
It was.
It's
I didn't
difficult
handle
as-
it well, but I got fired
but-
basically, or not contract not renewed.
Oh, I had that happen in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it happens a lot.
Oh, it happens all the time.
Yeah,
oh,
but it was
you
a
get your 13 weeks, you're not picked up.
Yes,
Yeah.
or I was put on freelance, and I was like, cool, I think freelance is better. And I walked out of the office after accepting my freelance contract, and I ran into one of the producers, and she was like, so, like, what's happened with your contract? Are you coming back? And I go, I got freelance, which I think is better. And she goes, freelance is fired.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, she was
We'll
like, that's
walk
what
you
they
to the
say.
door.
Pretty much. And
Right,
so, but it
right,
was a
right.
good experience as those things go. I don't think I was great on it. It wasn't a great fit because you don't get to do, I didn't get to do that much.
Right.
And so that made me crazy. The ones who did really well were big fans of the show. Like, there were guys that came in that were very successful there, came in reading, like they'd walk in with Jon Stewart's book. They're just like, oh, hey, John, I didn't see you there.
Oh, gosh, wow, yeah.
And it's not only about, I guess, kissing his ass, but it was sort of like, I want to be a part of the show. I love you. This is me. And I was just sort of like, I'm here, but I don't feel like I'm doing what I really do. I have much to do outside of here. When can I go home? Like, I was just so not fully there, and they all sensed that. And I think it was sort of, but it was a great, like, when people, it was good. It took me a while to get over the fact that I didn't, like, succeed on it, but now I see it as completely.
Yeah, you did. And, I had this experience in morning radio where I wasn't all in, like, I needed to be for the host.
Yes.
And later, when I was let go,
Right.
it was a very amicable thing, and I had my feelings about it. It was like, that was the smartest. I'm glad I had the experience, and I understand why he had to let me go.
Right.
I didn't have his back.
Yeah, no,
I wasn't there for him, and you have to have that.
That's every
Certainly
man I
as
think
the-
I've worked with feels that way about me. They're like, you don't feel like you have.
professionally and
Well, I just feel like that's come up where they're like, because I have such I came up in my mind, it was like, I want this idea that there's not this hierarchy.
Yeah.
That we're all on this like same level, and there's a lot of environments where it's like, you need to know that these people are like, the people that are working for you are like, I gotcha, I'm here for you, I'm going to help get you,
I'm going to help you get to where you need to go.
Yeah, so
so don't worry, you need to take care of me.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and
that's
I was
key.
I wasn't always,
Right, right.
or somebody was like, hey, can somebody grab me some water? I'm just like, why can't he get his own water? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah. So there's some highlights of your TV thing, and I know you did also. I want to mention Larry David's show, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. It was cool.
Well, so was it? Was it
Well, it
him?
turns out Larry David's kind of like Larry David.
Like in real life,
He's playing. Yeah, like when
okay.
when I was introduced to him, and he looked at it and he was like,
Oh dear.
And I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm on the show. And I could tell he was like, I don't think I want to have sex with you.
Oh,
like just
that
there
was
a
the
vibe.
thought.
Yes, or just
That
I
was-
didn't
yeah.
just the way he was just so like
looking you up and down.
Meh,
Yeah.
meh, boo,
Yeah.
boo.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what he was thinking, but I
Yeah.
remember thinking, wow, he just so like.
It didn't feel welcoming and like, yes,
No.
we're gonna have a great time.
No,
and,
and,
yeah.
and he was giving notes like we were working. He would give notes that he wanted to be given to me to the director that was right behind him. Because you tell the girl playing the nurse to come in and do it and I'm like, I'm right here. You can tell me as we're doing it. And then he would what is this like?
She's
Yeah, and I'm like
up the flow.
Yes,
here.
and I remember when I called my manager, I go, God, he's kind of an a-hole, and she was like, he's Larry David.
Yeah.
And again, now I would have a whole different experience. I think
Sure.
I just would go into these environments and I'd always want more.
Right.
I want to be doing more,
Right.
be treated a certain way. I was so I was so naive.
You were
So
well,
naive.
but that's to a degree too. It's probably some change or growing personally, but it's also experience and starting to learn. This is how this works.
Being a guest, I think, was hard.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like even I just did Will and Grace. It's not. I mean, I like doing it, but
Yeah.
I will have. It's really
like
battling
you
my
drop
ego
in and
sometimes.
out.
Yes, and it'll be this thing where when I come in, I'm like, I don't want to be a visitor. I want to live here.
Right.
And so it's hard just to come in. Like on Will and Grace, they were showing me that all the guests on the show would be in the same green room together. And this is recently, and it was so embarrassing to hear myself even say. I was like, so there's not like a dressing room I could be in, or do I have like a private? Because normally you get your own. And I was saying this to one of the main guys on the show, Eric, one of the main dudes, and he was like, we've had a lot of big guests who've been on the show. They've all been in here, Lauren, like you haven't. And I was like, oh my God, I am gotta check myself before I wreck myself. And I was like, I am.
Did
like,
you
what's
kind of
happened?
say that in the moment with
Yes,
him?
I go. I'm so embarrassed. I
feel like an idiot.
Yeah, I go. Must. And he was just like, because he doesn't know me, so how does he know that I'm? He was just like, well, you are who you are. You just were that person. How am I
Right.
supposed to now suddenly believe you're not that person?
Right.
And I was like, oh God, that was so embarrassing.
Oh boy. Have you ever been asked to take it back, dial it back in an audition or actually when you're on set?
Yes.
You have.
Yes,
Yeah.
often.
Is that better than not being big, not being big enough? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. It's like, I mean, I felt like over the years I've started to pull it back more, almost
Yeah.
too much. Like that I get so, I don't know, that the environment of Hollywood has kind of beaten me down a bit. Like I've started to get a bit, like I've watched my performances get more like, and they usually are, they don't want me to be bigger, but I do think that I tend to play so low key. I get this whole thing of like, I'm playing it real, but then I'm playing it real. I'm not being real.
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, look how this is my acting.
Real,
I'm very low key.
real is kind of like more flat or
Yes,
whatever.
yes,
Right,
and that's
which
what
it isn't. Right.
It is, and I've been, but some of the stuff I've watched, I was like, oh wow, I think I've sort of started to play. When you start to like become like not a parody of yourself, but you start to like play yourself or
Yeah.
play like this is what I'm like. I'm just like really
Right.
sarcastic. I have a deep voice. That's me.
That's
you know?
me.
And it's not feeling that authentic anymore. So but directors don't know that. They
Right.
don't know always what.
Right.
Not a lot of people know what I do. Like they don't know as if I'm so, but they don't know my solo work. It's
Right.
it's very rare.
Yes.
That in LA that people know exactly what I'm, what I.
Kind of about in a lot of ways.
Yes, yeah, put it that way. I was
Yeah.
gonna say what I can do, what I'm capable of.
That's true.
But they're always surprised that I can do anything. They're just like, wow, Lauren,
I didn't know.
you really memorized that quick, or like, wow, I love how you pick. Like I was learning some kind of karate thing, and they were so impressed on the show that I could follow. And I had a moment of, but you don't want to be. I'm like, I dance and stuff. I'm theatery, I'm artsy. Like they don't know. So it's always.
Let me show you some more of my talents.
Yeah, then it's like that always feels
Right.
so like corny, but
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how to cleanly answer that because it's just I know that people have been I've also had auditions when I auditioned for The Office, and I remember she was like less, and I was
wow.
like, she's like, you're not going to believe this, but
Less.
it's going to feel like you're about to fall off this chair. It's like
So
you're so
comatose, almost.
So yeah, and I'm like, well then why would you want me? Like I don't want to do this. Like we have to be like, I didn't know you were going to be here. Like I'm like, how do I do that? I didn't know you were going to be here.
But see, you're perfect for. I mean, it may be funny, but it's that you have a comedic person can do that.
Right, I guess so. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
A boring person can't do
Right,
that.
yeah, you got to play. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no, that's poor boring people. They
Poor-
really
I know,
have
it's really sad, I know.
They
Poor-
can't do.
yeah.
They can barely do anything, but they can watch a whole series of television in one night.
Yeah, they can totally indulge on that. But. So let's talk about theater because over, which is of course I referenced earlier the set behind us. You've done over the years, I don't know, over 10.
I'm like ashamed
So,
of
yeah,
drinking
well,
water.
sorry.
I'm like,
over
I'm so
10
ashamed of my
evening-
intake.
10 evening-length solo shows, one-woman shows.
Wow.
Did you know that?
Wow, I thought it was 12.
Oh, okay, yeah, exactly, 12 and a
Okay.
half. So I think I've seen.
You've seen a lot
I
of
think
them.
most of them.
Yeah.
They're always funny, and they're always this very deep personal dive into your life.
Right.
Which means, of course, you don't hold back. So do you enjoy being vulnerable? Do you like being vulnerable?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do.
right.
I do. If it serves the show. Like, I somehow bought in at some point, whether it be through the stuff I liked watching on stage or with music or with writing or with poetry or with that is on it, the more honest you get, the more you're going to get to the real story that's going on. And if you're up here trying to like make it what you wish it to be, it's not going to really hit people in the gut like it could if you really were telling as honest as you know how to be in that moment, kind of thing. So I always try to go for that, and it seems exciting because then you're not done. Do you know what I mean? Like I could write a show and be like boom, 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 beginning, middle, end.
Right.
But if you're always trying to figure out what the truth is, then you're constantly have something to do.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
That's gutsy. To me.
You know, people say that, but
It
I don't.
is.
I don't.
From an audience perspective, from you, it's
Yeah.
just how you do it.
Yes, it seems to be. I'm hearing more and more that it seems that people are like, that's gutsy. Where I feel like I'm wearing, you know, you come out in a certain dress and people
Yeah.
are like, "Ooh, brave, brave choice."
You're gonna wear that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, look at you, trying to rock
But
it.
I think gutsy is not the right word. I think, well, it's the best I can do. Courageous, whatever. I think you're always riding a line. You're always trying to be in the present.
Yes, it's gutsy, but it's for me the trick not to be indulgent though. It's like gutsy, and
right.
then you have because I had that with this show that
Yes.
because I was still working on it,
Yep.
so late into it, and then people are buying tickets,
Yep.
and I'm still not done with the show. There's I hadn't finished it, and I was
Right.
still like,
Right.
and I had moments where I had to when I'm coming off stage going like, okay, now this isn't fair. This isn't fair that they're here to see theater, and I'm still in my process.
Well, so I want to
Like-
talk about that because this show is, I think it's the most complex show I think you've written or you've done because normally it's Lauren doing a variety of characters. But
Yes.
Lauren, there's a Lauren. This show, it's kind of two Laurens.
Yes.
Two Laurens. So the premise, so if you would explain if you could the premise and how you developed this.
Basically, it's that I'm adopted, and I found out that I know my birth parents, and I found out that my birth mother and birth father were allowed to choose a name for some kind of, I don't know, some paperwork or birth certificate
Yeah.
after I was born. And so my birth mother chose Tammy, and my birth father chose Lisa, or vice versa. I don't know. So when I found that out, I was like, my God! I could have been Tammy Lisa.
Huh.
And my birth father's family is all from West Virginia, Appalachia, you know, kind of.
And there.
Right, and so I was like, wow, and this was all during this time period where I was going through my second divorce, and I would have moments of like, you know, I was dating this guy who was a musician, and I like at the playground to pick up my kid, and I'm like, that's my boyfriend, he's picking me up. I'm just going through a divorce right now. It's been a tough time.
You would kind of talk like that?
No.
Oh, you just think that?
But I would think that,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
I wasn't mentally ill.
Just check it. Yeah, I'll just check it. Yeah.
And I would fake smoke. They're like, she doesn't seem well. I'm back to smoking. I know you're not supposed to. Okay, I'm putting it out. Again, it's school grounds. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to do. That'd be so much more interesting if I just had like a psychic breakdown.
But that was what's in your mind.
Yes, because I'm hearing about these. I guess I had these moments of like where you want to think your life is, I'm like about to be 50. You want to think that it looks a certain way. Like this is what I'm hoping it looks like. This is what I was going for. And then to have to go through a second divorce, and then for it to be kind of a dramatic divorce, and then to go, okay, no, it's just I'm a single parent now, and I have a child. I'm still in a rent-controlled apartment. Like this is not what I thought it was going to be. And then I've got like I'm you know dating a guy who's like you know living with his mom and takes the bus everywhere. Bless his heart to both those things.
Right.
But at the time I was like not quite what I pictured, you know. And then I'm like scraping like nacho cheese off a plate in the morning, you know, just like dang, like with beer cans next. I was like it's going great for Tammy Lisa. What happened to Lauren Weedman? And my dentist was telling me that if I don't get adult braces that my profound overjet is going to take over, and I was like, oh my God, like I gotta.
That's gonna keep moving out.
Yeah, that I was like, you know, and I was like, I go, wow, I mean, and I started thinking like, because my adopted parents, you know, put braces on me, and
Yes.
they you know, they sent me to Weight Watchers, they basically went to cotillion, you know, like taught me the right ways of the societal, you know,
Way of
norms.
being.
Exactly, and then but Tammy Lisa just lurking.
She's right there.
Yeah, she's right there.
She's right there.
Yeah, because I've always been of both worlds a bit.
Yeah,
like hung
absolutely.
out with like the anyway.
Yes, yeah.
In my high school, I was there was people would give me shit for the fact that they were like, "Why are you hanging out with the river rats, Lauren?
Oh, interesting.
Don't hang out with the river." Like I was with the popular girls who didn't understand why I was friends with the kids who were like who had single parents who lived down by the river.
Right.
You know, who
Right.
didn't have any. You know,
Who had jutting teeth or
yes,
missing teeth or
yes,
whatever it was.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was like, and those were, and then I would leave those friends if I had an opportunity to go hang out with. I'm like, sorry, Michelle, I got into the popular club. Braces, bye. See you when I'm 49.
And voila, Tammy Lisa
and I'm back.
is born.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's so. And then I just thought and it's also what I look like. Sort of, I just see myself aging too. Where I was like, there's moments I'll see pictures and I'm like, God, I look like a Dust Bowl lady. Where I look like.
Oh, I've had many moments.
Yeah, just in the reality of like,
Yeah.
oh, this is not. Oh, this is my lifetime.
Right.
And
This is my life.
This is my life
This
now.
is the
and
fake
it's,
life, yeah.
I can't. There's no denying how the relationships, how they've fallen apart. There's no denying the choices I've made. There's no
Yes.
denying that I'm still that I still that I'm still drink. No, I don't drink beer, but I'm like that I'm still a drinker, and then I don't smoke or anything. I'm like defending my. But I mean, just that will surprise me sometimes. That I'm still like, wow, I haven't changed that at all, and. I'm still cursing like how whatever, you know what I mean. You just like there's moments where you're like, so that's where the play started.
I want to say one thing about the characters you play of other people who are real people, right?
Right.
In your life.
Yeah.
So you give them different names as characters.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever gotten pissed off at you for how
Probably.
you've represented them?
I'm sure.
okay.
They do that to my face.
They do,
like
yeah.
because I'll say something, I'll repeat back to somebody something they said. You know, I'm not going to do you.
I'm sure you could do me. I've showed up in one of
I'm sure you could do me.
You could do me.
You
Yeah.
could do. See, I'm just like a shapeshifter.
Exactly, because that's how I talk all the
That's
time.
how I talk all the time. That's how I talk all the time. I'm just I don't know where I don't know where to come from. Again, I don't know.
Anyway,
where that
so but
just
people
happened.
get ticked.
Because I have had people right in front of me going like, God, I hate every time you imitate me. You make me sound like such a stoner. You make me sound like, and I'm like, well, I'm not trying to mimic somebody. I'm trying to take what I felt like, what they feel like to me.
Right.
Yeah. So
right.
if it feels like this, if someone feels like a dude to me, then I'll kind of do them more dude.
Extreme.
Yes,
of that.
because I'm just saying that's how it felt
Right.
in this. So I know people must get irritated.
when you're doing the show and you're doing a character and the real person is sitting in the audience, is that and you know they're there?
That's only happened a couple times.
Yeah.
And the one time I was worried, there was a woman that was in the audience, an actress, and everybody else who came to see the show was like, hey, the person in the bar who plays the psychic, that's Shelley, right? That's Shelley. And I was like, it is Shelley. Is it that obvious that it's Shelley? And everyone's like, that's totally Shelley. And then I was told that Shelley was coming, and I was like, oh no. Like, I hope she appreciates it. I hope it doesn't seem too, because I know everyone else is immediately identifying her.
Yeah.
And then after the show, she was like, wait a minute, that dude in the bar,
This is
amazing.
Does she know?
Yeah, she had no idea. She thought it was a dude. And she was just like, that dude was great. I love that character, man. She was like, this is amazing. And I go, and I was like, thanks.
Thanks. Was that Shelley Reynolds?
Yeah.
Oh God,
yeah.
she's so funny.
Yeah, and so she
so
didn't.
great.
And then I've had other people see. They don't tell me if they are. I'm sure people get like
course.
a little annoyed.
Yeah. As a performer, what's your sweet spot in terms of, do you like to do stuff you write and mostly, or are you just as happy doing things that have been scripted for you?
Well, it's been a problem actually. Like when I was on Looking, they were so indulgent with me and letting me improv a lot. Where they would get to a point where we'd get done with the scene, and then the director would be like, "Okay, then let's just do one, just so we have it, Lauren, where you do the script." Just do the lines that were in the script, just so we have it. And then I have a second
pressure.
of like,
No
did
pressure.
I even memorize? Like I just was so about like being real, and I felt like there was that my character didn't always carry a lot of story. I was just sort of there to be like, what do you mean we're not going to go to the movies? Come on, fags, let's go. Like I was always just like saying like quippy things or whatever. And so I didn't think I had to be that. Anyway,
right.
And I was like keeping it real. And so then sometimes it was hard. Then when I had to go to a script, I was like, oh, I have to say other words that people wrote.
In ways that I wouldn't necessarily.
Right, and I always want to make it my own.
Yes.
Which is, some people love that, and other people are like, there's a crew of writers that are working on that, Lauren, and you don't have to come in and have like the last word on everything, which has been really difficult for me to.
You should be in Christopher Guest movies.
That would be. Is he
all-
still doing? Somebody the other day.
Just because they're all about writing
I
a
know.
film. I mean, it's all improv.
Right.
just-
Well,
but
that's
they know
kinda
where they
what-
have to go with each
That's
scene.
what Jeff Bean. That's what the Joshy and the Little Hours was about.
Hours,
That.
yeah.
Yeah. That we were just given like a setup, and then we
You
were.
just go.
And
we
I
should
loved.
We
that.
should call Christopher.
I don't even know if he's. I mentioned Waiting for Guffman to somebody recently. and she was in her
love that.
30s, and
I
she was
love
like,
that.
"What show?" And I go, "Waiting for Guffman."
what?
I was like, "Dear God, it's not like I'm going like Jack Benny."
I know.
Really? Like it's not even that. Like that old
Buster
reference.
Keaton?
Yeah,
Yeah. Mary Pickford? Yeah. God.
Mary Pickford.
Have you? That was a good one. Motherhood. Has it changed you as an artist?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's
Okay.
all I want to
Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, so it's now time. Yeah,
Did I
that's what
win?
you're waiting for. Yeah, well,
Right
we'll
answer?
see. Yeah. So this is time for the lightning round. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. And if you answer 3 of them correctly, you will have, thank you, Kate, you will have the opportunity to pick a prize out of our bucket of mostly worthless prizes. Mostly worthless
Oh,
prizes.
thank you
okay?
for the heads up on that because
Okay,
I got a little excited.
So 3 out of 5. Are you ready?
Yes.
You're stuck on a desert island and can have 1 book, 1 record, and 1 food. And it's not about health. You can be cotton candy.
Right.
It's just in the moment right now.
Yeah.
It might change in a...
Okay. I bet pad thai would be the food.
Oh, yes, good.
I
How many
think,
stars?
I guess 3 if
Okay,
it's 5.
sure.
And then the food. No, that's food. And then
food.
the album.
Yep.
Would be. Oh God, I don't want to say the one that I first
Say
jumped
it,
to
say
mind.
it.
I don't like.
Say it.
It was just. It's a Joan Armatrading album.
Well, say it.
Oh
That came to
God,
mind.
yeah, my
embarrassing?
family. Yeah, it's like a '70s, just like lesbian get together. God bless it.
But that's what you want on the island.
And
Okay.
yeah, that's what like on the island to listen to.
Book?
It's comforting.
Book?
And then the book would be, oh God, that's hard too, because the book I can't believe I'd still be analyzing myself on it. I'm like, because I like a good Jungian.
Yeah.
Like a.
It won't be- you
like
won't
the
get
hero's
bored.
journey or something.
You won't get bored of it. So,
Yeah.
so
Joseph Campbell, The Hero's Journey.
Okay. Excellent. You're right. Correct.
Yeah.
Those were correct.
I got it
answers.
right?
Yes. It's one's
Oh
right.
my God! And I didn't study. I was up last night doing other stuff.
You're just naturally smart. What advice would you give to your younger self if you would, and on anything, any topic at all? Issue.
To make not being a victim a number one priority, like to make sure not to ever feel like you're being victimized by something or something. Like I wish I had been clear about that. That was right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh
that's
God,
right.
okay. I
See,
thought
oh my
for sure
God.
it's gonna be more like don't eat butter.
No, see, 2.
Right.
Okay, so 2 right. Okay, what song that most everyone in the world would agree is horrible do you secretly love and know all the lyrics?
I don't know if everybody thinks it's bad though.
Well, what
the
is
one that came to I like Run DMC's "You Be Illin'."
Oh, that's a great.
I see people like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That's too cool. But you know
Fresh
what?
Prince.
Okay.
People get annoyed when I sing it. I know that.
Okay, well that can be right. There it is.
Oh,
That's right. That was right.
Oh,
That was
wow. I
right,
feel
yeah.
like that one was kind of
Well,
given
was
to
it?
me. I don't feel like I earned that
3
one.
out of 5. Okay.
Okay.
What 4 guests would make for the perfect dinner party? And they can be live, dead, made up, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Oh, I love this question, but I wish I would.
I know. I don't want to give these in advance.
Yeah, because it's such a good one, and I know I would.
It's got to be in the moment.
They could be dead.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then it would be Kurt Vonnegut, Maya Angelou, and well, I just go for all like the standards, right? David Bowie.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'd want it to be somebody who I'm trying to think, either Henry Winkler or the guy who played. I'm just kidding. He's dear. He's very dear.
Seems like a great
he's
guy.
really great.
You know him,
Actually,
sure, yeah.
he'd be lovely to have at the dinner.
Okay, but you're not gonna
I just
invite
don't know if
him.
I want him right there.
Okay, so one more.
So what do I have? I have Vonnegut,
Vonnegut, Maya
Maya,
Angelou, David Bowie.
David Bowie, and now I'd like to have. See, I feel like I have to do everything. I want a woman there. I got to have it balanced out.
Well, Maya's there.
Yeah, I want more than one.
Oh, okay, you can
you
have
know.
it, okay.
Oh God, but women bug me so bad. You know what? Can I just say I'd have like a shared empty chair? I'm just kidding. I want all of the Obamas too.
Oh.
Can I just have them in one person? What if they all sat in the same chair?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, yeah. All right. And finally, do you have an ambition that you would like to realize before you die?
Yeah. Ambition that before I die.
Yeah.
God, I hadn't thought about that. That's like a bucket list thing, right? I
of.
think it will. Oh God, I don't want it to be that. I have to I just voted. I just had a meeting and I was like, no, Lauren, because I had this.
You have to say it.
I know, but it's so. I don't want that because I don't want it to be this. Oh God, I hate
Okay.
when I'm caught in my real self, and I don't have time to plan my fake self. like even the people I mentioned come to the dinner, they all sound so like a liberals, like, you know, I would have the Dalai Lama and Oprah. Like it's so, and Maya, of course. Like, that's so dumb. It's like, what about my dead friend Kim? Like she could come back. You know, I'm like, sorry, I had an opportunity to have the Dalai Lama, Kim. She's like, we were friends. I'm like, but I had bigger names. But that I thought when I was in Italy last, I had a moment of being in Tuscany. When I was showing this, and I haven't been to Europe a long time. And I had a moment of being in this gorgeous place. I was by myself, and I do a lot of stuff by myself. And I had a moment of like, it'd be so great to be able to in the latter part of my life to have somebody again to share it with. Like I would love, like the effort it took me to get here. Would somebody ever make that effort for another person anymore? Like, do you get so cynical in your life where you're like, if I said, come meet me in Tuscany, I feel like every adult, or even if I was dating somebody, would be like, it's not a good time for me money-wise. You know, it's a lot of fun. I just checked, I couldn't. And I'm like, but what if I had this like romanticizing still of love, of being like, somebody will be like, oh, I'll meet you in Tuscany.
Yes. That's it. That is it. Bravo. And I think, no, what?
It's it's about a guy.
Let's take one away. That one about, there's one question that we kind of gave, it was a gimme, so I'm going to take it out. I can't remember what one it was. But you got 4 out of 5.
Okay.
And that means that you get to, Kate, bring it in. It is the bucket of mostly worthless prizes.
How is any prize worthless? It's a prize, right? I mean,
yes, true.
Listen,
Okay.
my kid is like, anything it's a prize. He's like, look what I won.
Should we have her look or
An
just
old
reach
penny.
your hand in?
Reach your hand
Just
in.
reach your hand in. Just reach your hand in and grab it.
Oh, something I just,
Well, there's more than that, but you grab that.
that's not useless. DIY painting by numbers.
Okay, it's going to
That's
take you about
amazing.
15 years to do.
Really?
No, by the way, these are
'Cause
things
of numbers?
these are the things I don't want anymore. Okay, want to take that away? All right. Well, so you got your deal.
What did I miss out on?
Oh,
A plastic spoon. Jeez.
That was something that I got when I moved into my first apartment in 1980.
It's from your first apartment?
Or something like
It's
that.
got some meaning
Well,
to
this
it.
is so that's yours. You can take it home.
Thank
You can
you.
share it with your lovely
This is
son.
some burlap.
Leo. I know it is. Okay, so you know what? This was fantastic.
Thank you.
Lauren.
Yeah, me
Thank
too.
you
I
so
mean,
much.
I like it
It was
that you wanted
super,
to.
super fun. I enjoyed it so much. And so thank you. I want to thank our podcast team. We've got Valerie, we've got Joe, we've got Kate, Anna, Amy of ACT, and always, of course, the Seattle channel. So thanks for tuning in, and we will be doing more. We'll be doing more of these. We're gonna do
I think
more
you
of these.
should.
Okay.
I just want to encourage people to do things.
All right. Have a great week. Or whatever, a day, a week, month, hour.
I don't
or,
know,
I don't
maybe
even
a
know.
year.
I mean,
Go
maybe
ahead,
a
go
year.
for
Have a
it.
good year. Have a good year. Go for it. Cheers, my darling. Oh, look.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I'm a guest.
She's a guest.
I think I mentioned you having a dry big mouth because my lip is a bit
Very dry. Okay. So how did that feel? Okay. Good.
Nancy Guppy got a big fat mouth. Nancy Guppy, oh don't you cry. Oh nobody likes her, makes you wanna cry. Oh, a big fat mouth. It's a big fat mouth and it makes you wanna cry. Oh, I just remembered that's not true that nobody likes her. There's that one guy in Idaho. Idaho likes Nancy, that one guy at least. Woo! Wow, really amazing.
That's awesome. Fantastic.
I feel so satisfied.
We've got that. We recorded that. We'll be using that. Thank you. I'll be getting royalties for that one.
I guarantee you'll not get any better than that.
Well, I think it was
So,
fantastic.
Thank you.
It was perfect. It was all improv, girly.
Yeah.